Guys, thank you very much for watching the show. Yes, guys, I love performing, guys. You know, this is my ideal dream to be a performer on social media. Yes, guys, I would love to perform all the time, make this my living. Um, now, guys, my living as as a car salesman is good. I do like it, and I think I might still stay at the job. But I do like the idea of having to not depend on my job, right? Because at my job, we all want to have freedom. When you work on your own and you work independently and you have your own business, you dictate your own hours, you do whatever you want, right? It's really nice to be able to do what you want, right? So, um, you know, it's just the benefits of owning your own business, right? And I just feel like I would love to be an entertainer full time. Obviously, I could do my car salesman job too, but I would love to just have this be like a high income source. I've always dreamed of that. Well, in my later years, I've always dreamed of that. It's so nice to have something that you're good at, you're really good at, and I could be the next best thing. Now, um, for me, I just think, well, in terms of like celebrities that are on social media and all that, I just feel like a lot of what we see in social media now is tainted by negativity and all this bad stuff that happens in social media. And I mean, some of it might be, maybe all of it's alleged, maybe some of this and that, but I just feel like some of the things that people are subjected to while watching social media are unfair. Like Michaela lying about the L'Oreal, the L'Oreal mascara, just things like that, right? Where it's like there's just no integrity, right? And I don't want to diss Michaela. She had her reasons for doing that. She wanted to do that for whatever reason, and she felt it was okay. And I mean, she's a good creator. I'm not going to diss her. She's a good creator, and she does very well. She looks great. She's fantastic shape. Even when she's larger, she looks great, and she just looks really good. Her makeup skills are amazing. So I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not bashing anyone or criticizing anyone. I just think when you're on social media, you have a responsibility to be honest or at least guide people to a more positive situation, give people real inspiration, not something based on a lie. And I know, I'm not, I obviously know Michaela. It's like, I don't want to, and the whole thing about all these stories coming out, they're just so negative. And, if they're not telling the truth or whatever, or they're just not saying the right thing, which I think a lot of it is true, but you never know. Every story depends on the story, right? Some of it's true, some of it's not. Some of it's alleged, some of it's not, right? But some of these stories, like even like the whole story of Michael Jackson. I'm not going to diss Michael Jackson. Um, I'm not going to diss Michael Jackson or anybody. I love Janet Jackson, right? But the whole thing about saying he's weird and then saying he's the king of pop and all these stories. But I mean, you can't control what's taken out into the media. But it's just too much, right? But in general, I'm not going to judge it, right? I love Michael Jackson. I love Janet Jackson, and he had gone through a hard childhood, and he was never proven guilty. So I mean, all the more power to the family. Um, but the whole story, like people just are like what we watch, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with what we watch, and if we want to watch certain things, people believe certain things, and I just feel like they're willing to put out a story about him being allegedly, what he did, what they said he did, allegedly doing that, and then it just gets them more money, right? Which is fine. I mean, personally for me, this whole thing is fine. Like I don't, having more money, whatever story you make, and if gets you money, great. Why not, right? Put it out there. If people like reading about it or buying into it or watching it, even if it's not true, and I mean, you're allowed to do whatever you want. We have free speech, right? But I think there's some integrity and some things that we should feel that are off limits, and some of these things are we see in everyday social media. But I mean, social media is social media, right? I mean, it's crazy. Some of it can't be controlled, you know. It's just all over the place sometimes. But in general, it would be nice to see more wholesome stories, more stories about heroes, right? Well, I mean, there's all that. There's all that still. You can look if you, whatever you look up, you can look up anything, right? So it's not really a problem. It's just that when you have all these celebrities doing very well off of very bad ideas or just like evil corruption, you know, that's not good. But in general, I don't want to comment on it because I mean it's not my place. I'm not the one involved. No one's involved in any corruption or anything, so it's not a big deal. But you know, I just feel like there should be some more integrity, some more, um, some more about you know. What you put out there, right? Anyway, you know, and like I said, the people that I talked about, Jeffree Star, James Charles, P. Diddy, you know, I don't have any connection to them or anything, so obviously 'cause I'm not a celebrity, but I mean, like, I'm not, if it's alleged, if it's not, if what they did is wrong, you know, whatever, I mean, if P. Diddy did what they said he did, he's in the wrong, but I mean, you know, we don't know if it's alleged, all this, right? But in general, you know, just, I mean, it's a story and it's out there, right? So if people watch and it's alleged, well, people watch and they're interested, right? Anyways, none of my concern, right? I don't want to be involved, right? I just don't think, I don't think some of this stuff is good necessarily, but I mean, you know, and I mean, if it's a crime, and like watching about crimes, you know, when Epstein did what he did, hearing about it is interesting, right? Me Too movement, all that, right? Harvey Weinstein. So it's possible that P. Diddy did do those things, and so you know, and some of these other people, but you know, I mean, it depends on who you are as a person too. I mean, I like watching crime stories or things like that too, and about celebrity crime as well. But I mean, you know, if you aren't that kind of person, you just don't have to watch, right? And integrity is one thing. You know, there's enough people that have integrity and goodwill that you can watch that all day, right? Anyway, thanks guys. Bye now. I know. What do I do?